There's a town in America that no longer exists on paper. No zip code, no official address. Erased by time and by fire. The name of that town is Centralia, located in the heart of Pennsylvania. And beneath its quiet, cracked streets lies something still alive, still burning. This is the story of Centralia, a real American town consumed by an underground fire that refuses to die, and the strange, horrifying legacy it left behind. Back in the early 1900s, Centralia was a thriving mining town. Coal was its heart. Deep anthracite veins ran beneath the land, and generations of families made their living harvesting it. Churches, schools, homes, it was the picture of small-town America. But underneath, the town was sitting on a ticking time bomb. And in 1962, someone lit the fuse. It started with a fire in a local landfill. Harmless, they thought. Routine, just a pile of trash near an old mine shaft. Firefighters came, put it out, or so they believed. But what they didn't realize was that the flames had slipped down into the network of coal mines below, an enormous labyrinth that ran for miles beneath the surface. Coal burns hot, and coal doesn't go out easily. In the weeks that followed, the ground began to warm. Smoke started rising from cracks in the pavement. People noticed an acrid smell, sulfur like burnt matches, and yet life continued. By 1979, the danger could no longer be ignored. A gas station owner checked his underground tanks and found the gasoline had reached temperatures of over 170 degrees Fahrenheit. A few years later, in 1981, tragedy nearly struck. A 12-year-old boy named Todd Domboski was playing in his backyard when the ground opened beneath him. A sinkhole, 10 feet wide and 150 feet deep, filled with toxic gas. He would have died if his cousin hadn't pulled him out in time. It was only then that people realized Centralia wasn't just sick. It was dying, from the inside out. By the mid-1980s, most of the town was declared unsafe. The government offered relocation assistance. Homes were condemned, buildings were demolished, and slowly, block by block, Centralia emptied out. But not everyone left. A small group of residents refused to abandon the only home they'd ever known. They stayed, despite the warnings, the fires, the isolation. And those who visited in the years that followed, but their stories aren't so easy to explain. In the decades since the evacuation, Centralia has become something more than a disaster zone. Some call it cursed, others say it's haunted. And a few claim the fire beneath the town wasn't natural at all. Visitors to Centralia have reported strange sights and sounds, figures standing in the smoke, whispers coming from deep underground, screams echoing in the distance where no one lives. Even shadows that seem to move on their own, disappearing the moment you look directly at them. One couple claimed that while exploring the area near the old cemetery, they saw a woman standing between the gravestones. She was barefoot, wearing a hospital gown. Her mouth was open like she was screaming, but no sound came out. When they blinked, she was gone. Another visitor said he parked near the infamous graffiti highway, an abandoned stretch of Route 61 now covered in spray paint and ash. He wandered just a few feet off the road to photograph some of the smoke vents. When he turned around, his car was gone. Except it wasn't. According to him, the road itself looked different, longer, twisted, as if something had shifted while he wasn't looking. It took him over an hour to find his vehicle again, even though it should have been just steps away. Centralia's cemetery is one of the few places that still stands. A hill of broken tombstones surrounded by scorched earth. The iron gate still hangs there, barely upright. Locals say that on certain nights, especially when the fog is thick, you can hear voices coming from the graves. Some say it's the steam rising from underground. Others aren't so sure. They say the dead in Centralia don't rest easy, not with the fire beneath them. Today, the fire beneath Centralia is still burning. Experts believe it could continue for another 250 years, maybe more. It's already destroyed nearly everything above it, and yet it persists. Maybe it's just a geological tragedy, or maybe something older, darker, was awakened by the fire.
Some even believe the fire wasn't an accident, that the town was built on cursed ground, or that the mining disturbed something that was never meant to be unearthed.
Centralia isn't a story with a clean ending. There's no monster you can point to, no single event that explains it all. Just a place, still burning, a town erased from the map, but not from memory. If you ever find yourself driving through Pennsylvania and see the smoke rising from the side of the road, if the earth beneath your feet feels too warm, if the air smells like sulfur, turn around and don't look back.
If you found this story chilling, disturbing, or just plain fascinating, make sure to like the video, share it, and subscribe to the channel for more true horror stories from across America.
Because some towns are forgotten, and some refuse to be.